Hi everyone, in this video we're taking a look at an application of quadratic functions. In this example we have a coffee house whose weekly profit is modeled as a quadratic function. X is the price of the coffee and the function is given the name L. We are more used to functions being called f of x maybe, and we're also more used to seeing y equals f of x. In this case we're seeing p equals L of x. P because instead of y, we now have a meaning for y, which is a profit, so we're using the letter P instead. Before we start discussing this question, we're going to take a look at what this graph looks like. The leading coefficient is negative, so the quadratic function opens down, and the vertex will actually be the maximum value, which in this case will be the maximum profit. So now we're back here. We have to determine the maximum weekly profit and the price of coffee that produces that profit. The price that produces the profit is the x-coordinate of the vertex, so we can use the vertex formula, negative b over 2a. It gives us a price of $2.34. That's what we should charge for coffee in order to make the most profit possible. And what is the maximum profit? That's the output that we get when we use 2.34 as an input into our function, and it is $1,345.60. Here we see the maximum profit point. The x-coordinate is 2.34 and the y-coordinate is $1,345.60. We also take a moment to note that there are these 2 points here. These are called the break-even points. If we charge less than $1.18 for coffee, we're not going to be able to make a profit because of the cost associated with making the coffee. And if we charge more than $3.50 for the coffee, we're also not going to be able to make a profit because the coffee will be too expensive for the customers. What does that look like in terms of our problem? This is the setup of part B. If the coffee is too low, then you won't be able to make a profit. So you need to determine the first break-even point. For that, we're going to use a quadratic formula, which gives us both break-even points. For part B, since we're talking about the coffee being too low, in order for us to make a profit, we're definitely referring to the $1.18. And in part C, since we're talking about the price being too high and not enough people wanting to buy it, that means that we're talking about this 3.5.